Okay, folks, we're going to multiply again today in our lesson. Same kind of stuff we were doing yesterday. So, you might say, I don't need help with this, but I still want you to take some notes. Okay. We're going to take a plus b squared, and that looks like this: a plus b times a plus b. Somebody asked me about that yesterday. They're kind of working ahead, and they were looking at this kind of problem, and they're like, hey, can I just rewrite it like this? I was so impressed. And I said, yes, for sure. And so we're going to take a times a, and we're going to take a times b, right? We're using the distributive property right here. So you could write that like this: a times a plus b. And then you could have b times a and b times b. So I get plus b times a plus b. And now let's go ahead and do the distributive property. So a times a times b. I get a squared plus a times b. Then over here I get another one, but I'm not going to put b times a. What I mean by another one, I'm going to put it as a times b, so that it definitely looks just like that one on the left here. So these two are definitely like terms. If you put it as b times a, it's still like terms, even though they're in different orders, because it doesn't matter what order you multiply in. So I'm going to switch this one around as a times b. Then I got plus b squared. Okay. So like I was just saying, we got two of these middle terms here, right? So I get a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So thanks for sticking around for this video, because there's a little shortcut right here. This is going to tell us a hint to a shortcut to doing any kind of problem where you have a binomial, two terms squared. So I've got a binomial here squared, right? So what I'm going to do is it tells me to, let's color code this a little bit. It tells me to square the first term. See how a was in the first term right here? It tells me to square that right there. So what is 2x squared? Well, that comes out to be just plain 4x squared, right? Because you got to square the 2 and you got to square the x. Now, the formula also tells us that the second term is being squared. So let's do that guy. Here's our second term, that 9. So I'm going to put that way over here. So I got to square the 9, and that's going to give me 81. So now I've got an 81 in here. Okay, so let's go and look at this middle term right here, this 2 times ab term. So that means that I multiply the a and the b together. So the 2x is like my a value. A is equal to 2x. The b is equal to 9. And I'm trying to use that little formula that we just discovered right down here. So I'm going to take 2x times 9. Let's do that somewhere. Let's go 2x times 9. I hope you agree that's 18x, because 9 times 2 is 18. And then we can't multiply by the x because we don't know what x is. So we just put 18x down. So that's what a times b is. So a times b is equal to 18x. But it says I got to double that. That 2 right there means I've got to take 2 times that 18x. So now I'm going to do 2ab, and that would look like this: 2 times 18x, and that gives me 36x. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it right here, 36x. So this is the way, a shortcut to squaring a binomial. Okay, so right in here, let me just make this real clear. You would have, 18x twice. You'd have 18x plus 18x, but we're trying to skip that step and just say, look, you got 2 times the first and the second terms multiplied together, twice the second and first and second terms multiplied together. Okay, so I'm going to do a homework problem in class with you guys, but you're going to have some square of sums, and that looks like, a plus b squared, like we have right over there. Okay, hey, thanks for watching the first video. I appreciate it.